Okay, so have you ever, like, gotten into an argument with somebody and you just realize, like, halfway through you're speaking two totally different languages?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what we're diving deep into today, and maybe this will explain why. We're looking at this book, Why the World Does Not Exist, by Markus Gabriel.
Yeah, this is a really interesting one.
Yeah.
And he has this concept called new realism. So it's not like we're going into, simulation theory or anything.
Right. Okay, so new realism.
Yeah.
Is he saying that, like, the world that we see around us is all fake?
Well, not really. Not in the way that you might think. He's not saying it's like an illusion or a dream. It's more that he says there isn't one thing that is the world. We typically think of it as this one big unified thing. And instead of that, he proposes this idea of multiple fields of sense.
Multiple fields of sense. What does it even mean?
So think of a field as like an arena where a certain set of rules or a logic applies. So like physics, the laws of physics, that's one field of sense.
Okay.
Governs how things work in the physical world. But then you have like the world of your own internal experience, your thoughts, emotions, your feeling, all that. That's another field entirely.
So is it like, would it be fair to say, like, the way that I look at a painting
Yeah.
and have a certain feeling about it is one field versus, like, the chemical composition of the paint?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why, you get into these arguments with people where you're like talking past each other. Like you're talking about a movie and one person's like, oh, the plot didn't make sense. And the other one's like, oh, but it was so emotionally powerful. And you're like, how can we, you're just coming at it from two totally different places.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So if there's no one world, why do we even have that idea in the first place?
Well, I think part of it is just our brains. Like we crave patterns and we crave coherence.
Right.
And so we kind of look for the one big explanation that covers everything. And that's kind of led to some of these other ideas in philosophy, like materialism, right?
Right.
Where everything's basically just like physical matter.
Or like idealism.
Right.
Everything is just thought.
Right, exactly. Like mind or consciousness.
Right.
But Gabriel's saying that these kind of attempts to boil everything down to one thing just don't really work. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
So where does objectivity fit into all this? I mean, is he saying it's all relative, that like everybody's truth is equally valid?
Well, he's not saying we should just throw objectivity out the window, but it's more that it's field specific.
Okay.
So like science is incredibly objective when it's dealing with its field.
Okay.
Right, like observing and measuring the physical world. But it can't really tell you, for example, what's ethical, what's beautiful, or what the meaning of life is, because those are in different fields of sense.
So it's not like a free-for-all, anything goes.
Right, exactly.
It's more that...
It's just recognizing that different tools are good for different jobs.
Got it. So this new realism, it's a lot to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
What's the takeaway, like, for how we live our lives and interact with each other?
I think the biggest takeaway is just to be aware of these different fields of sense and that there isn't this one, like, capital T truth. That doesn't mean you throw logic and reason out the window. But just be open to different ways of knowing and understanding the world. And also recognizing that maybe some of the conflicts we have with other people, it's not that one person is right and one person is wrong. It's that they might be operating from different fields of sense.
Huh. So, like, next time I have an argument with somebody, maybe I should stop and think, like, wait, what field are they coming from?
Yeah.
Is it possible that we're just talking about two different things?
Exactly, yeah. And you might find that you can actually understand each other a lot better. You're not trying to, like, win the argument or prove the other person wrong. You're just trying to see where they're coming from.
Well, this has been pretty amazing. It's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Thanks for guiding us through this. And to all of you listening out there, let us know. What do you think about all this?
Yeah, does this resonate with you?
Have you ever had any experiences where you felt like, oh, we're just talking about two different things?
Right. Like you're speaking different languages.
Yeah, let us know.
Totally.
And we'll see you next time.